Thank you to all of you to be present here, of course, to give me the opportunity to talk to you, to the media, and to the National Organizing Committee, our appreciation. First of all, I would like to thank the National Organizing Committee for this campaign in the name of the civil society of Namibia, the people of Namibia. We would like to thank to all of you the effort you're doing to support the difficult situation that Cuba is facing right now. As you said, a friend in need is a friend indeed. What you're doing right now is more or less the same thing we did during the struggle for the independence of Namibia. At that time, we shared what we had, and right now you are sharing what you had. That's why I'm really very moved about this campaign. We would like to thank in the name of the Cuban people. Sometimes words is not easy to say when you have this kind of initiative coming from our real friends, or brothers and sisters, more than friends. This campaign, what you have already collected is maybe it's a number. I think it's a big number, but sometimes it's not the problem of the big number. Sometimes I think it's the question of what moved from your heart. Any donation, any 10, 5, anything that have been collected from any person from the civil society, from the Namibian population is very important because it comes from the heart. The campaign is already collected. That's the chairperson of the campaign has already expressed. Is going to be used mainly for the healthcare service in Cuba. That has been impacted in a devastating way for the living condition for the Cuban people right now. There is some numbers that can express to you this difficult situation we're facing right now. More than 100,000 operations are pending in Cuba because of the lack of medical suppliers, for the lack of medicines, also the equipment or the spare parts of equipment. 12,000 of them are children. The vulnerable population is the more impacted. We were talking before the beginning of this conference that the elders are very impacted because of the psychological stress they're just taking every day. It's sometimes it can be 3 or 4 hours of electricity during the day. Sometimes the electricity comes during the midnight. Then people have to wake up at that time to work, to cook, to charge the equipment, to try to do many things in 2 or 3 hours. Just it's a stress during the time that people must be sleeping or resting. But mainly for elders, I have to deal with the things in the house. Sometimes the women, they have to work on the midnight and they go to the work in the morning time. But the more difficult situation is in the healthcare aspects, service that we're facing right now. There's some indicators that, for example, the mortality of children before 1 year have been the double in the last 3 or 4 years because of the accumulated of this economic, financial, and commercial blockade from the United States for more than 6 decades. It used to be 5 for 1,000 born, but right now it's almost 10. Then it's the double. The life expectancy of children that have cancer right now is just have been decreasing in the half. It's because it's the lack of medicine, the lack of equipment, and the possibility to work in the hospitals. If there is not electricity, you cannot have hospital working, schools working, you cannot transport foods, you cannot frozen foods, you cannot transfer people or any goods that you need to transfer. Sometimes there's some donation from some countries that we cannot distribute it for all over the country because there's not fuel for the transportation of those goods. Then the situation we're facing right now is really the worst all over the history of the revolution, the last 66 years of revolution. But we really appreciate what you're doing right now. What we're talking with the National Organizing Committee of the campaign that with this money that you have already collected, the medical supplies that will be sent to Cuba is going to help the healthcare service. It can help, for example, 3 or 4 months of covering this necessity that we have in some specific medical supplies that is going to be by this amount that you have already collected. It will be a nice impact in the healthcare sector. It will be too much appreciated by the Cuban population, I'm sure, like this. And we're just helping the campaign to have it as soon as possible to Cuba. But thanks once again to the Namibian people, thanks to Namibia-Cuba Friendship Association, to the San Yoma Foundation, to the National Organizing Committee that are just developing this nicely initiative, joining the international campaign, as Chairperson was saying. There is international campaign in solidarity with Cuba, and Namibia is a very important part of this international solidarity campaign, mainly for the thousands of Africa that the Cubans have a very historical relationship between the thousands of Africa, but Namibia is doing a very important role, is a pillar in this international solidarity campaign for Cuba. And we really thank you for this effort you're doing.